Welcome back to another edition of Vikings Film Room, brought to you by the Vikings Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Pete Bercich. Now, the Minnesota Vikings are looking to right the ship against this, let's call them pesky Detroit Lions squad that's managing 35 points plus a game. So, how are they doing that with DeAndre Swift, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown? Well, let's take a look at the film and see this Lions running game and some opportunities, I think, for us in the passing game. Now, the Lions have come up with a pretty explosive running game, and it all starts with this guy, of course, DeAndre Swift. But we can kind of narrow it down into exactly what they're doing to create these explosive plays. Now, on this first one, what you're going to see is 3 tight ends all over here. They like to put a lot of extra big guys in the play, widen the defensive front. They're going to try to do that against us, against that 3-4. They're going to try to spread us out, make these gaps bigger. Now, the second key to this equation is this guy, Taylor Decker. Both of these tackles, Decker, Penei Sewell, very, very good run blockers, and they use them to the best of their ability. In this case, watch this double team that happens right here. Decker is able to get all the way across the face of that inside lineman. That's a quick move. He has this guy cut off. 2 blocks here. Now look at DeAndre Swift has 2 ways to go. This guy is in a tough spot because he does not know which way Swift is going to cut this play. Gets to that second level, he overruns it, but that's all this guy needs to get to that second level and almost into the end zone. So DeAndre Swift is one explosive back. Now, the other way that Detroit has found some explosion in the running game is through the counter power game. And this is an amazing play. This is one of a few that I have ever seen where the ball actually goes away from the guard. What do I mean by this? On the snap of the ball, you're going to see guys pulling everywhere. And if you're a linebacker and you see your guard pull, normally that means the ball is going to go over this way. Rarely does the ball go behind a pulling guard, but in this case, that's exactly what they want to do. They pull, now they're getting the angle block. They leave this defensive lineman free. Tight end blocks him down, tackles down here, wide receiver blocking down on the safety, and they're running on the back side of that. This is what they want. The one-on-one, Swift cuts it back. That guy falls down, that helps, and he is off to the races. So another explosive run by DeAndre Swift. Okay, so another little key to their running game. This guy, TJ Hockenson, great receiver, but also a good blocker. It's the details. That's why I love film. It's the little things. Now watch, they set up one tight end on the line of scrimmage, TJ Hockenson off the ball. He's going to go all the way to the other side, but keep an eye on this defender. See where he's lined up initially? As he sees Hockenson come over, he decides that he's going to bump himself out. So now he's all the way outside of this hash mark. They just opened this gap that they're going to run through by a yard, 2 yards, by a lineman alone. Not because he lined up there, but because he shifted over there. Send the tight end in motion, pull the guard, but watch this double team. Boom, move that guy. I mean, they bury that guy. Too big of a hole right here. Linebacker overruns it. You got one-on-one with the safety. That time he brings it down, but that's a 10-plus yard run, lickety split. So Washington says, we're going to stop this run, and we're just going to start putting people where they're going to go. We're going to put guys in the box. Watch that tight end, though, but look at Washington. They have 8 guys in the box. Plenty of guys to stop this run, but again, the key right here is this double team. It doesn't matter if you've got them outnumbered. If they're able to do this to your defensive tackle, wash him down all the way in, get a block on the linebacker, safety overruns it, boom, another 10 yards. They are very good at this counter power game. Okay, another great example of the counter running game. Again, Jamaal Williams in there. He's very good at running these as well. But because of the front, this is a bare front. You got a nose, 2-3 techniques. It almost turns into a trap. It's unlike pretty much anything I've seen in quite some time. Because you're going to see both the guard and the tackle pull, but they turn that nose tackle free. The zero nose was turned free, and they're just kicking him in. So this is really trapping the nose tackle, pushing down again. Great movement right here on that defensive lineman, kicking out the nose, and Williams just patiently gets his way through, cuts it back. Nice block there. Another 12, 15-yard run. These linebackers are going to have to read their keys. All right, so when it comes to the Lions passing game, you got to keep an eye on one guy in particular, and that's this one, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You'll see him down there at the bottom of your screen, 3 receivers set, they're bunched up. This is where you run the picks. This is where you get the high lows. And this is a huge play, but it's not because of what necessarily the Lions do, but what Washington doesn't do. So watch how this unfolds. Amon-Ra's running the pick right there. Bumps off that defender, but then look at two Washington defenders say, hey, we're going to cover this guy. We're going to leave Amon-Ra St. Brown all by himself. Well, Jared Goff's good enough at quarterback to make this throw. And look, there is not a Washington defender within 10 yards of him. When he catches it, this is an easy throw and catch of over 50 yards. All right, another huge play for the Detroit Lions. You're going to see this is 3rd and 15 from about the 22-yard line. How do we know that? Well, you got the down and distance, but also take a look at what Washington is doing here. 5 defenders deep. They're all really guarding that first down line on 3rd down. So they know something, keep it in front of you, rally up, make the tackle. But at the same time, they're going to blitz. They're sending everybody. You see that defensive end runs right by the running back. No one covers him. In this case, DeAndre Swift is on the ground after he catches the football. You have six Washington defenders that have him encircled. You would think this is done deal. Get the field goal team out, kick the field goal, whatever. Watch what happens. DeAndre Swift gets himself up off the ground, makes a cut, makes another cut, makes one more, gets some blocking, and this thing turns into a touchdown. You've got to play great team defense against DeAndre Swift. All right, a huge key in stopping the Detroit passing game is going to be getting pressure on this guy, Jared Goff. But this is how you do it. You're going to try to take advantage of these 3 interior offensive linemen. So how do we do that? Well, Washington says we're going to line everyone up over here. You got 3 guys. They're going to turn the center. Everything's going to go that way because of the number count. But they're starting over there, but they're not finishing over there. Watch these 2 defensive linemen and what they do. They come across the face of the center and left guard, and you're going to see as you pause, these 2 guys are turned. His shoulders are not square to the line of scrimmage. He's already turned and pushing. But watch this defensive end. He takes a little step up. This guy's ready. This guard's ready. He knows what's coming. The problem is that guy isn't. They loop him all the way back around. He's already turned, can't see. Goff has no chance. The line games for the defensive line are big this week. So overall, for the Vikings to right the ship, they've got to slow down this explosive Detroit Lion offense. Well, some of it can be pretty simple. That's just by covering who you're supposed to cover. The second part, run some good defensive line games on 3rd down. And oh, by the way, number 3, you got to find a way to stop DeAndre Swift.